for allocating your time and watching the mock TV show. I'm Nur Zahida.
And I am Abdi Atira.
We are your hosts today. We are here to listen for a definition, index, case, and also the cause of corruption in our country. Before going any further, I would like to introduce our special guest today, which is Ms. Fatihah, Ms. Farahiyah, Ms. Mu'minah, and Ms. Fatin. They will be sharing their opinion on this matter and what exactly causes these symptoms. Thank you all for being here today.
Ms. Fatihah, in your opinion, what is the definition of corruption?
Thank you, Ms. Audi Atira and Ms. Zahidah as a host today. Answer the question posed by the host just now. What is the definition of corruption? Alright, society generally interprets corruption as the giving or receiving of bribe, commission, coffee money, or under-table money. The definition of corruption literally means a bribe, or conceptually it means a bribe given by a certain person to another party to hide something or to get something in easy and quick way, but wrong according to the law of the country. From a law point of view, the definition of corruption is not specifically stated, but what is stated is only the definition of bribery. Section 3, Akta Suruhanjaya Pencegahan Rasuah Malaysia (ASPRM) 2090 defines a fee as any payment, relief, financial benefit, any other type of service or assistance, including protection from any penalty or proceeding of disciplinary, civil or nature crime. Stephen D. Morris, a professor of politics, defined that corruption is the illegitimate use of public power to benefit a private interest. Economist Ian Senior defined corruption as an action to secretly provide a good or a service to a third party so that he or she can influence certain action which benefits of corrupt a third party or both, in which the corrupt agent has authority. I think that's enough for now. Turn to the host, Ms. Zahidah. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fatihah. That was really great explanation. So, with that explanation, we can distinguish between gift and bribery. How about you, Ms. Farahiyah? Can you tell us Malaysia's corruption index?
Thank you for having me as a guest today. According to a 2013 public survey in Malaysia by Transparency International, a majority of the survey households perceive Malaysian political parties to be highly corrupt. A quarter of the survey households consider the government's effort in the fight against corruption to be ineffective. Transparency International's 2017 Corruption Perception Index ranks the country 62nd place out of 180 countries. However, in 2020, Malaysia dropped 6th place in the Transparency International Corruption Perception Index (CPI) 2020, placing it 57 out of 180 countries ranked by their perceived level of public sector corruption. Transparency International Malaysia President Dr. Muhammad Mohan said Malaysia scored 51 out 100 points in the index, compared to its 2019 score of 53, while he expressed concern over the drop in rank and score. He believed Malaysia can do better if measures are taken. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Farahiyah. That was a great fact about corruption. From what Ms. Farahiyah told us, it's clear the corruption is exist in Malaysia. So, Ms. Mu'minah, can you tell us a little about corruption case in Malaysia?
Thanks to the host for kindly inviting me as an invited guest today. Okay, bribery is criminal bribery or a criminal offense of anyone who obtains freedom, contracts, or privilege from an authority or a company to give money, give entertainment to such parties. According to Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, there are four main corruption offences of soliciting or accepting bribes, offering or giving bribe, making false decision, and abusing office or position. Bribery, if not curbed, will cause many social problems because the law will not be fully complied with. Among the latest corruption issue is Malaysia. The case that was hit on our country is about a former prime minister that were involved in the embezzlement of 42 million in SRC International Sinjam Berhad funds. The Kuala Lumpur High Court sentenced him to 12 years in prison and a fine of 210 million after finding him guilty of 7 charges involving breach of trust, money laundering, and abuse of power using 42 million of SRC funds. Another case that involved immigration officers grade KPI that was given a bribe of 3,000 by a middleman who managed to entry of citizens from China, and it was to release the foreigner from any action under the Immigration Act. However, he got caught and he had sentenced by the court with 10 days jail and was fined 10,000 ringgit. And the newest corruption case is that was involved 10 Royal Malaysian Police PDRM and 2 Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC officers of being involved in organised crime activities masterminded by businessman Nicky Liao Sung Hee, who were detained in several states. Okay, that's all for the case. I hope this give a lot of facts or information for all viewers. Thank you. I give back to the host. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Mukminah, for sharing the current case of corruption in Malaysia. So, as we can see, Malaysia also has a lot of corruption case nowadays. So, from all that has been explained by our guests, we have known the definition, index, and case of corruption in our country. But we still didn't know how corruption grow in our country. So, Ms. Fatih, can you tell us a little bit about the root cause of corruption?
Thank you, Ms. Zaidah, as a host today. Corruption is a symptom that is synonymous with our society today. There are many factors that cause this corruption. Among the factors that cause the symptom of corruption is the leadership of a weak individual who is only selfish. Individuals who have weak leadership lack self-confidence and are easily influenced by others to commit corruption. They are easily bribed with various luxuries such as property, money, position, and rank. As a result, corrupt practice cause society to lose faith in the individual and the leadership of the organization. As such, society is now increasingly individualistic and materialistic, so they can use any means to make money, include bribes. Apart from that, the net cost of corruption is in terms of low wages of employees, either in the public or private sector, also lead to corrupt practice for low-paid officers and working in the city. They often face financial problems. For example, the salary of government support workers in around 800 to 1,000 ringgit a month, while the cost of living in the city continues to rise. Therefore, when there is an opportunity to commit corruption, they do not think long to commit the acts. It is a good thing if the government or employers do a study on the amount of wages that should be paid to employer in modern time.
Thank you for the last guest, Ms. Fatih. Now we have know all about corruption, from the definition about corruption until the main factor on how corruption grow in our country. Now, we are at the end this TV Mock Show. It was great discussion on how corruption start and grow until now. We as citizens, we need cooperate with SPRM to make sure this corruption can eradicate. That's all for today. Thank you for all guests and to all viewers.